Hi, it's a warm sunny day and I am at the terrace of my home, and I thought I'll share something quickly with you guys which is very important to be shared since it has almost been more than a year since I am into litigation, and a lot of you were asking that you have joined litigation after law. What do you think about this profession? What do you think about this career? What are your takeaways from this 1 or 1.5 year? Because practically I think a lot of months went into vain because of the COVID situation that was going on, but nobody can help it because it was for everybody. I am not someone unique जिसको इस वजह से कोई issues या कोई problems थे. तो I have listed down 5 habits that are my takeaways from this 1 or 1.5 year of being around courts, seeing the courts, being in litigation, dealing with the clients. And I would want you to know that these are the 5 things according to me which every person who is new in the field, especially a person who is a first generation lawyer and who is building it all from scratch, must follow. So the first habit that I want to talk about is drafting with integrity and patience. While you will be in the courts, you will hear a lot of people saying, and a lot of trustworthy people that you may consider trustworthy also, saying that nobody reads your drafts, nobody reads your suits, your cases, your applications, so just draft it like it's another compulsory exercise. But no, it is something, if you will do bad drafting, it is something that will harm you instantly. This is not even something that will harm you in the longer run. I say this because when you're drafting your suits, when you're drafting any of the applications that you're putting, it is highly likely that the judge will point you out, the judge or the magistrate will point it out to you at the very first or the second hearing for that matter. And I am sure you don't want to get into that kind of trouble in your initial days. Since I am talking to you as a lawyer today, and there are a lot of people from you, people who are already watching, who want to become lawyers, who are still in their school or who are preparing for the CLAT exam. So if you want somebody, a guide who can act as a guide for your preparation for the CLAT exam and for other law entrances as well, you have Unacademy. You have Unacademy's courses that they have launched specially for those people who want to get into the law school and study law, become a good lawyer, or choose any other field after them joining law, after them completing their law degree. Unacademy will even keep you updated about the new exams that are coming for the people who want to join law. There are various other universities as well, such as the state universities other than the LLU, so they prepare you for all that as well. And if you are a subscriber of Vlogish, you have an added advantage. You all know what the added advantage is. You get 10% further off on their courses that are already at a heavily discounted price for preparing for your CLAT exam. And though their batches have already started, you can always join right now because you get recorded lectures, notes and everything just at a click by using the Unacademy's app. And one advantage of Unacademy is also that once you have joined a batch, you can always switch between the batches. If you feel like you're not liking a batch that you joined for 2 years, then you can switch to another batch that is for 1 year or for 6 months. And moreover, you can attend more than one batch at one point of time. That is, you can attend batches simultaneously and you can learn, you can give to yourself as much as you want. Second very important thing why I say drafting is important, because you get judged on the basis of your drafts. So whenever you will send, you will get PFRC done, you will send a copy of your complaint, your application, your draft, your suit to the other party's advocate. That person will also see the way in which you have drafted. The kind of seriousness you have in your mind will get reflected through your drafts. So it is like the first impression that you're making on the other side's advocate as well, and that really counts. Drafting good will also leave a lasting impression on your clients. Of course, they want someone who can understand them well, who can represent their needs well in both the manner, that is before the court as well, and whenever they're preparing written arguments as well, or the suits as well. So do not fall into that trap कि कोई नहीं पढ़ता, कोई कुछ फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता. It does matter. अगर अभी आपको benefit नहीं दिख रहा है तो instantly आपको इसका नुकसान तो ज़रूर दिख जाएगा ख़राब drafting करने का, and in the longer run you will realize if you're drafting nicely the kind of benefits it's giving you. Second habit is related to behavioral changes. If you are stepping into the profession of litigation, you will definitely encounter a lot of people on a daily basis. They can be your clients, they can be random people, they can be your seniors. Most of the times they will be your fellow lawyers. If you are even waiting at the court, if you are waiting for your turn to come, your matters to come, if you are waiting for your clients to reach the court, then I won't say that you won't ever have to interact with people, because if they will be present around you, of course you will have to interact with them, but interact in a way that is filled with good manners. And when I say manners, the manners here are constituted in the fact that you should not say things which would harm the reputation of the other person. Do not discuss anybody behind one's back. If you are standing in a group, if you're having a discussion, discuss on legal events, discuss on the news that is happening around you, discuss on how you are feeling in your life. You can even discuss your personal issues, the good things that are happening in your personal life if you want to do that, but do not discuss on people. I would say keep yourself away from, refrain from gossip and small talk, especially at the workplace. Otherwise your circle will become like that only. So I understand the urge to say it out whenever you don't like somebody, or whenever you have a strong disliking or hate kind of feeling for somebody, but do not do that, because there is one very logical reason as well. It happens at times that we don't like people in the very first instance, but after that we begin to understand them. We begin to realize that it was my fault only that I thought that this person is not really a good person. Do not say words which won't let you become friends with that person later in life. The third habit is related to record maintenance. Maintain records of money and matters. Money and matters, by this phrase I mean you must make a record of every penny that you are receiving from your clients and every penny that you are spending in your professional arena. Secondly, you must maintain a court diary very nicely. See, in the very first day, the initial day, even I thought that what's the need of maintaining a court diary? I barely have a matter in hand, I barely have one case in hand, and I won't forget the date. Of course I know, I'll save it somewhere in my phone, I'll make an alarm in the calendar or something like that. But then later you don't realize when that 0 case converts into 1 case, then to 2, then to 5 matters, and then to 10, 20, 30 matters. Thereafter, even if you have 20, 30 to 40 matters in your hand in litigation, then it becomes very difficult for you to remember everything related to the cases that you have to do. If you have a court diary in hand, for example, if the judge tells you to get the PFRC notice etc. done on one date, you can write that then and there in your court diary, and you can also mention the next date of hearing in your court diary at that point only. Otherwise you will be perplexed as to what the date is, what happened on the last date, what I have to do on the next date, and it will all be a mix up which will become very difficult for you to handle at a later stage. So you better maintain records. Fourth habit, you have to prepare for the court each and every day. Even if you are appearing in similar kind of matters every day, do not get overexcited that you know everything about it. Do not become overconfident that you can handle it all, because every day a new question may pop up in the judge's head and he or she may ask you the same, or you may use any other pronoun except he and she as well. So it's better to prepare every day for the case. In fact, I would rather say prepare a week in advance for your matters or for any other miscellaneous work that you may have for the week. I would even advise you to prepare your clothes a week in advance, so that you don't get into that rush that we get into every morning, deciding on clothes. Where is my case file? Where do I have to go today? How will I manage going to 2 courts in one day? How will I manage this drafting also? How will I manage going to the court, delivering this agreement to the client? Then thereafter I want to meet one of my friends also. So your personal life and professional life both will suffer in that case if you won't plan a day ahead at least, or if you do a week ahead, I think that will be beneficial for you only. Then there's one tip that works for me. Always when you're appearing in a matter, read all the orders that have come until now for that case. You can access all those orders, everything online, and think about the questions that the judge may ask you the next day. Then you will have a list of questions that you will be preparing, of course, just like you do for your vivas, and that should work for you in the courts also. That have worked for me in the courts. clients until now. I don't know what will happen next. I'm sure this will be a roller coaster ride like journey. The last habit that I want to tell you about is related to client dealing. How to deal with the clients. See, as a first generation or as a new lawyer, you may get cases of a lot of people who may be diverse people in terms of the money they earn, in terms of the culture they belong to, in terms of their behavior as well. But I would rather say you should not differentiate between them. So keep every of your client informed about the updates in the case. Attend their calls. Do not dodge their questions at all. Take their opinion before taking any step ahead. I realize that certain clients may be of such nature that they may not be in a position to give their opinion, but I am not asking you to ask them for their opinion on legal matters or ask them for a case law on the subject. No, ask them what their interests are and act accordingly. I would like to tell you one very important thing. You can grow in litigation very easily. It's not like very difficult. It's not like, I'd say that it's not everybody's cup of tea. Everybody's who's working honestly with integrity will definitely succeed in their respective professions. But the key to grow here is to grow with the clients. You must always have this fact in mind that your interest, your benefit is directly proportional to the interest of your clients. These are not some things that are totally opposite. Do not try to fool your clients. Tell them everything with honesty. Of course, you have to understand how to deal with one person and how to deal with the other. Your way of dealing with every person may be different, but I again like to emphasize that you should not try to fool your clients at all. Do not try to drag their cases for too long. If the case can get settled at a very early stage, do that. It's okay. Do not think of the fact that you will make more money by dragging their matters or anything like that. So do let me know if you find videos like this one, candid videos like this one, helpful, and I'll make more of such videos for you. I will meet you very soon with a new video on a new concept. Bye for now.